Yeah. Which, it always surprises people when they learn that I can actually cook food. Because, you know, I'm an engineer. I totally don't give a shit about, like, what I look like. So everything's like, oh yeah, he's just a bachelor. You know, whatever. He probably eats takeout Chinese food every night. And so, like, one time at Amazon, we went to this guy's birthday party, Dash. His name is actually Dash. He's a pretty cool guy. But I showed up, and it was kind of like, you know, he asked, like, well, what should I bring? He's like, oh, we'll bring, you know, a piece of food or something. So I showed up, and I had made the Red Lobster biscuits from scratch and added a few things to it. And showed up and, like, you know, put that on the table. And I stepped outside to take a phone call. And I came back in, and everybody has eaten this, like, entire gigantic bowl of biscuits in, like, 10 minutes. And they're all talking. They're like, who made these? Who made these? They're delicious. Like, they can't figure it out. You know, there's like 20 people there. And, you know, I walk in. I was like, where the hell are my biscuits? And they're like, oh, we ate all of them. I'm just like, Jesus. People are like, you cook? That was amazing. Like, it's just butter and flour, and the rest is... If you screw that up, like, get the hell out of the kitchen, right? It's a lot of fun. You surprise people. Alright, so we got that at least sorted out, so we can make our blueprint objects, and they'll be drug into the scene properly for us. Alright, so just a Dashkin object after. Now let's take another stab at, like, what we can do about this super awful perspective viewport thing. Let's see, blueprint, viewport, sprite, issues, Unreal 4. It's like rendering issues, viewport, blueprint, Unreal 4. Have not smoked in a while. Well, I believe I'm fortunate enough that I never smoked. What the hell is green meat? I mean, besides spoiled meat, that's green. Is there any way to get this so it just doesn't look like shit? Ugh. Why would you eat spoiled meat? It's not a good idea. Yeah, so it doesn't look like there's really too much we can do about it. I don't see anything online for it. Yeah, both of my brothers like took up smoking in high school, and just like, holy shit. It's kind of rough to watch them. Like, they'd be doing something for like a couple hours, and then all of a sudden they like absolutely have to go outside. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's gotta just wreck your days sometimes. So let's see, is there any way to force the translucence material rendering order? Well, let's take a look. I'm just gonna delete this crappy log. Yeah, goodbye, crappy log. So we probably should have folders in here that's like, how should we organize this? That's a good question. what are we gonna do? Like when we're building a level, basically what we're gonna want to do is, well, because the thing is, we can make these blueprints actually like super complex if we want. Just like alcohol, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like if alcohol, just walk away from, but for them, cigarettes, just bam. And I think it has a lot to do with genetics and people's predisposition to how many good feel chemicals get released in your brain when you know how much dopamine gets released. Because there are triggers there where people's minds do have a more addictive prone genetics, where it's like, oh, you know, like it's more of the effects of the drugs are really much more than a normal person would experience. So it's much easier to get hooked on it because it works. You know, it's like, ah, Jesus. We barely know anything about the genetics of addiction. Well, both of my parents are addiction specialists in medicine, so yeah, that's a thing. So you can imagine they get along super well with people who are addicted to all the things. So I'm trying to think, basically, if we're going to be building our levels inside of Unreal, right? How exactly do we want to build them? Because, you know, we're going to have like ground and other crap running around here. I don't get the good feel of drugs. I get the poisoning side effects. Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That's pretty much what I was describing. Some people, they just bam, it just works. So they want it. They want it back. They want more. So when we're building a level, how exactly the hell do we want to build a level? Because these levels are going to be pretty big, right? Like, you know, from start to finish for a level, you might be running for 2 minutes straight or something, you know? For like an area. Because Dashkin, you know, Bitey needs to run damn quick and damn far. So if we're going to be building chunks of levels, if we have to like place every damn log in like nook and cranny and stuff like that, it's gonna be a real pain in the ass. So I'm kind of wondering if it's possible to create a blueprint out of like a collection of objects in the scene. Like if I can make a blueprint, like if I can make like a little scene here with logs and other crap, if I could just like click on all those objects and just be like, okay, make that into a blueprint. So let's see if we can do that. Why don't we just try to make a blueprint out of these floor objects? Can we just like right click and just like we can replace it with something else. Let's see. Because that would be the question, right? Like, we want to be able to snag a whole bunch of objects, throw them together, and like we could place stuff inside of the viewport, you know, inside of here, and like drag a whole bunch of objects from the scene. But you know, if it looks like this, we're not going to be able to place shit. And we basically want to like spawn a little dude in here and like run around on this chunk of the map, and then, you know, be able to re-blueprint it. And if we basically had like a test map, and we built all of these kind of stamps of terrain, right? Where we like, you know, we got this little platform area or something. We can basically just make that into a stamp that we can just like chunk. And we're like, all right, you know, this is you know, you could very quickly build the level just by putting a whole bunch of these stamps. Like here is a flat area, here's a flat area, here's like the start of a lake, here's the end of a lake, here is a little cliff. And then what you could do is, you know, you just lay all that crap out there, and then you'd go through and add on little unique things to each part of the level, such as, okay, we need a log tunnel here, or I need to delete the log tunnel from this place, I need to add some mushrooms over here, and you'd go through the level kind of as a polish pass after chunking out the big chunks with kind of the stamps. Because I don't think we're going to be procedurally generating levels. Like, that doesn't seem like really what we want to do with this game. We might have like an endless mode or something where, you know, something like that, but, you know, with platformers that have story and everything else there, I think we're going to be hand-making the levels because, you know, they need to make sense. So let's see if we can make blueprint from selected objects. Unreal. Let's just see if you can do that. Can you make a blueprint from selected meshes in the world? That is a question. 2014. In the editor, go to Scene Outliner, select your objects you want in the blueprint, then look for the Details tab, scroll down to Blueprint and click Replace with Composited Blueprint. Okay, so we go to the Scene Outliner and select the objects you want. So we have the World Outliner, we've selected them. Look in Details tab below it. Look in the Details tab, click Replace with Composited Blueprint. I don't see it. Does anybody else see it? Where's the Replace with Composited Blueprint thing? Select, unselect, lights, edit, cut, copy, duplicate, delete, visibility. There's group. We can group the actors. Level, find, add levels to selection, attach to, blah, transform, blah, pivot, blah, move to. Not seeing it. This option is not in the details panel. First, you want to select the meshes you want to convert in the world outliner, then click on the blueprints button in the toolbar. What the fuck? I cannot find it. This option is not in the details panel. Select your stack meshes to go to the blueprint drop down on the menu bar. Okay, so there's a blueprint drop down right here, and convert selected components to blueprint class. And we can add it inside of obstacles. And let's do platform group blueprint. Okay, so we have our platform group, and if we just drag this over here, we've got a whole nother group of platforms. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. So we can just, you know, drag more platforms out here. Whoa. And can we update? Like if I wanted... Oh, and these objects you can select both of them. So can I ungroup it? Convert selected components to blueprint class. Convert selected actor to blueprint class. Well now, like what I want is to... Can I just like rip them off? Like one-way conversion is great, but what if I want to remove a chunk of this. It's not fun. Does scale work properly? Well, let's take a look. If we like grab, whoops. Oh, it's all sorts of screwed. We've gotten rid of our platforms. Well, nobody liked them anyway. So what I want to do is I want to grab like all of these things and convert them to a blueprint class and obstacles. We'll call this test stamp. So can we undo that? Edit test stamp. Well, if we scale it, what do we get? Yeah, see, that's getting all sorts of jacked up over there. So let me say scale this. Well, let's see, is it actually getting screwed up? Yeah, it's getting wider when it shouldn't be. Like it should just be, yeah, that's stupid. So the blueprint stuff doesn't really work that well. Not for scaling, at least. Let's see if it works for 3D objects. So there's a way to break them apart. Can you break a blueprint into its children? Unreal Editor. I mean, it would be possible for me to just do something with this, and like these are just all child components on here. It would probably be possible for me to just break them up and just iterate over one of these objects, like add a little button in here. Wait, is that editing the blueprint itself? So let's throw an identical one here. No. Okay. Okay, so we're starting to to do something. Can I just delete you? I can't delete it. Oh, come on, that's total bullshit. Like, I should be able to delete you. I can duplicate the object, and I can delete the object if it's not part of the blueprint itself, but I can't delete something that's part of the blueprint. This is unfortunate. Well, it's the parent transform that's screwing up the scale and the sprites. The sprites obviously have some sort of rendering problem where they're taking the wrong axes, like they're not applying their parent transformation when they're doing it. Because like in the blueprint for just the log and all that stuff, I fixed that. You know, it looks fine. It's more of when we're scaling this parent object, because I can probably just scale this individually even though it's part of the blueprint right now. I guess not. I thought I put this so that we could actually scale it. No, I'm trying to select this other thing. Like, this is garbage. What the fuck? I cannot unselect the test stamp. It's just unselectable. Okay, now it's unselected. Just what the fuck? Unreal, really? Yeah, because when the object is perfectly normal by itself, I can scale it no problem. You know, that works exactly like you'd expect. But when it's a child, it completely screws itself up. No, you can't do that. Like you can click them. Like that's what I'm saying is like I can't delete it from the component. So that's what I was bitching about, is that you can turn it into a blueprint, but you can't. And then you can edit it, but you can't. Like you can customize it a little bit, but you cannot delete it, which is just garbage. So probably what I want to do is like we have a stamp or something, and then like we could probably have a button or something. Yeah, we can reset it to the default. But all these are components. I should be able to just make a button or something that splits it. Oh, we're looking to see if there's anything online about it. Looks like a lot of people like going one way, but I haven't seen any questions for how to do the opposite. It's like break blueprint into child objects, Unreal. Yeah, so I am not sure. I could probably make something to do it, but I'd rather not. Because it'd be much nicer to just not have to do that crap. Well, I guess if I just make a button and then I get like what's selected, I can get if what's selected is a blueprint, this object, just whatever object's selected, and it'll just turn them all into new objects. It seems like this should already exist. Like there should be something that's just... Yeah, break blueprint into child components, Unreal Editor. And are there other ways like grouping? If we group them together, can I copy and paste the group? Can I drag this group to here or something like that? If I go to obstacles, can I just... Can't drag them. Break group. Let's see. Copy group of copy grouped elements between levels, Unreal 4. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'm not finding anything on this. Well, I mean, the other thing is we don't necessarily need blueprints of these things. So if we group them together, the other real question is, can I copy from one level to another? Because we can make one level that has all these things stamped together nicely, and just like go to that level and basically just do like your control click all that group, and then just control C it and do another level. So if I control C this, can I go to a different level? Let's save everything. If I go to another level, like I'll go to camera test Adam, can I paste into the other one? You see it a feature request on Answer Hub? Yeah. That's kind of what I figured, something like that might. Seems pretty standard. So if we've got Adam's level, if I just paste, alright, these things do actually paste over to that. So we can do it. We just like switch to a different level, and it's kind of a pain in the ass though. Like if we want to grab a whole bunch of different stuff and move it over, since we can't like open up 2 levels at once. Maybe you can. Can you open 2 levels at once? Unreal. See, I don't know exactly what you're saying there, Adam. Like, prefab equivalent is blueprints. The difference is you can't just break them apart. So I don't know what your question is. Well, let's try the other super awesome way of doing these sorts of things. Let's just boot up the editor twice. So if we got 2 editors and I've got one of these, can I copy paste it? Holy shit, I can. Okay, that's our solution, I think. So does this make sense, Adam? If you still here? So what you do is we're gonna have like some levels that have like a whole bunch of crap in them. That's just like a level builder level for probably a specific tile set. Like here's a forest level thing. And what you do is you just open up both levels at the same time. Because this is like, this is your test level, this is the camera test level. I can just select these objects and then paste them over in this level. And then these are real objects, right? So and I can just, you know, grab this boulder here and just paste it right in there, and then I can move it around. So I think that's a pretty decent workflow. Like, we won't have to do a whole bunch of like tile sets and crazy shit. We should just be able to, you basically just build a whole bunch of pieces and parts in one part in like a test level area, and we can copy paste them in to the level that we want. And you just drag them around and all that. Yeah, I think we can work with that too. Should save a lot of time. We don't have to do a bunch of editor. Just a huge level of asset. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like, we can make multiple levels of asset sets and shit like that, so we don't have to have like one level that has like freaking the entire universe in it. It just needs maybe just like forest sets and cave sets and, you know, stuff like that in there. And the other thing is you can just, you know, do your control click sort of stuff. You just do control alt and then you can highlight like everything. And we can also group together the objects that we want and all that. So I think that's probably just, I think that'll just work. Cool. Yeah, I think this is actually turning out pretty well. It's like we could actually start making content for a game, you know? What a goddamn concept. I mean, that's also really silly that some of these questions just aren't even. Like, the answer very clearly for transferring the things is just to have two editors open. If that works, then it's just like, well, fine. That's great. But that also means the copy paste in Unreal is actually using like the clipboard, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, it must be using some sort of string parsing and marshalling crap, because you could definitely like copy an object that doesn't exist over there, and then I don't even know what it would do. So the idea is for us to create obstacles. We create a blueprint object. We parent it off of Dashkin object actor. That way, when we drag it into the scene, it'll be nicely oriented. Yeah, we should think about making a game at some point. I think, Adam, Kiarkan has a point. We might want to actually start working on this someday, instead of just, you know, messing around here. Well, I don't know. Maybe next week. Maybe we can do that next week. This week's kind of busy. I'm playing a lot of Battle Brothers, so it's just not a good week for me. All right, I'm happy with this. That's great. So we know we don't have to do a couple things. So it's obstacles marked off the list. For terrain sprites, will I be importing the sprites and building collision geometry the same way? Yeah, I'd assume you just, you know, it's just the same thing there. Edit collision, add your collision to it, and did you see how to use the polygon stuff? You just make sure to. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but go clockwise for everything, and inside of the collision stuff itself, when we place the object itself in the world, yeah, you can set the object type inside of here, so you know, like terrain or whatever, and that's the default, I believe. So if I just go ahead and delete this object, if I drag this into the scene here, these guys, their collision preset is custom world dynamic, which is not what we want. Let's see if I open this up. Yeah, we can do like terrain and all that stuff inside of here. It's pretty much what we want. Whoops. Alright, cool. At least I think that's the right way to do it. We'll probably have to, for the terrain stuff itself, I'm not exactly sure. We might, because I'm trying to think. We want a very good surface to run on, and if you're having to draw these things in here and editing the collision, right? For kind of doodads, I don't know if you're familiar with the official term doodad, but a doodad is a thing in the level that is just a thing that you place. We can actually specify very precisely the X and Y. Of a vert. And we might need to have to do that for stuff like the terrain. So the other thing, of course, is we might not have all of our types yet for collision, right? Like I haven't made any one-way platforms or anything like that. So, you know, one-way platforms in games would be something you can jump up through but can't fall through, and then you know you do like you hold down and jump and then you fall through the platform sort of stuff. We don't have anything like that in this game yet. We don't have the capability for our movement to do that. We would need to change our raycasting stuff to do that, and then we also need to have like some collision stuff on our doodads here, where we would need some sort of material set on an object where you'd be like, this part of it is, you know, special. So we'd like, and I don't see anything on these shapes that we can customize. Like these collision shapes have vertices, and, you know, shape type is polygon and stuff like that, but there's nothing in here that says, there's no flag that I could kind of set that says, okay, this is a one-way platform or anything like that. So we're probably going to be doing the same thing where we'd have a child object on this blueprint for the log, and we'd probably need to go to collision, and we probably need a specific sort of exposed thing on here where you'd like click on a specific object and you'd say like can fall through. It might be like a physics material override. Yeah, we might need allows you to override the physics material to use for simple collision for this body. Anyway, that'll be a thing that we have to add later. Not really too keen on adding all the movement, everything's all at once, just because it's unnecessary. Okay, so I figured that out. So we need 2D animations being played properly for the character when we move. And we looked into the hitch in the level. Cool. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of done for now. It's only been like 5 hours or whatever working, but I've kind of lost motivation all of a sudden to start on all the animation stuff all at once. And that's usually a sign for me to just kind of chill out for a while. Because we fixed the things, we re-exported FATSAC, fixed all those things as well. And then we kind of need to start on this whole new big thing. I'm not really feeling like biting it all off right now. Maybe later. So I think I'm probably going to call the stream here, for now at least. Yeah, hooking up animations. We were going to do that. Battle Brothers Day 279. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I'm feeling kind of tired. So, digesting all that food. Let's see. Fixing issues with various movement things. Rigged up obstacles. Fixed editor. Bugs with obstacles. Figured out how we're going to build levels. Fixed movement issues with fixed movement hitches, yeah. So go ahead and submit that. And we'll see. I might jump on streaming later today, but we'll see. So thank you for joining. Don't feed the programmers. Yeah, they get all. It's pretty much at Amazon. We would. I think it was like every damn day we would play Smash Brothers at work. Like once Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U came out, we were playing that like literally every day at lunch. So we'd like eat food real quick and then spend an hour beating each other up in Smash Brothers. It was pretty funny because literally the day after I quit, nobody played it anymore. So the tradition just fell apart. It was basically me and the other server engineer on my team, Steve, who we would just play Smash Brothers every day. And as soon as we stopped playing, nobody else would show up. And we had like a lot of people playing. Like we would have consistently, you know, like 6 people show up to play, so we always had a full house. But no, once there wasn't somebody always in the room, even if it was just me and Steve, we were always there playing for like 30 minutes. And we got probably, like, we played each other all the time, right? So we're not really sure how good we are or whatever, but we probably got pretty good because we played the damn game literally every damn day. Like, we got good enough where I started just only playing Donkey Kong because it wasn't really, like, we didn't play the game to just, like, win every match and play the same thing. That would be super fucking boring. We played the game to have fun. So I would play Donkey Kong because his, like, wind-up punch is super fucking shitty. And so my mission was to basically master Donkey Kong's wind-up punch crap. So I'd be able to beat, you know, all the people with with the fucking wind-up punch. And do stuff like, you know, jump off the edge and, you know, what we would call disrespecting somebody, which is when they're trying to get back to the edge and you do a down spike, so the guy just like gets smacked and he just flies straight down, and it looks really cool when you just wham, just Donkey Kong does his down punch and your guy just like immediately dies. So we do stuff like that where somebody would be trying to get back on and they'd be like, "Don't you do it! Don't you do it!" And you jump off and murder them. They're like, "Ah, you motherfucker." Anyway, I miss doing that at lunch. Get your energy back so you'd be able to go back to your desk and go pound out a bunch of code. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. I think I'm done for today, so, or at least for now. So, have a good one.